दीन अहमद का जो आज सालार है, तीर हाथों में उसके न तलवार है।
सात फौजों की कोई न यलगार है, इब्न मंसूर की एक ललकार है।
This year, by the grace of Allah, the message of the real, true Islam, the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, has reached the highest echelons of the world's political institutions. The voice of our Imam, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V, Ayyadahallahu Ta'ala bin Nasrihi al-Aziz, has risen above the din of constant commentary and noise to provide the only consistent message of peace and justice for all. Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V is expounding the duty of Ahmadiyya Muslims to bring mankind closer to God and to make the people of the world aware of their duty to safeguard each other's rights. At a time when so many voices despair and blame each other for the upsurge of global violence and discontent, Hadhrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad is the lone voice bringing God and His message to every corner of the world. Hazrat Khalifatul Masih's message is gaining attention all around the world, as he is the only leader, political or religious, calling for a collective effort towards peace and justice. Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V steps forward at any and every opportunity to engage the public, politicians and media in this extremely worthwhile cause. There have been numerous question and answer sessions as well as press opportunities in the past year where Hazrat Khalifatul Masih has demystified Islam and presented simple and clear solutions to problems faced by nations and individuals. And now Hazrat Khalifatul Masih V's voice is resonating in the European Parliament. After another historic address to political leaders, non-governmental organizations and media outlets. Hadhrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad was the guest of honor at a reception dinner on the evening of the 3rd of December, which was also attended by MEPs, foreign diplomats and NGOs.
It gives me great pleasure as the chairman of the Friends of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in the European Parliament this evening to extend a very warm welcome to His Holiness, who is with us for the very first time in the Parliament. Last year, some of you will remember, we had a conference here which I chaired, a very successful conference which was about the message of tolerance and peace, which is the core message that His Holiness brings with him tonight from London, where he is based in my own constituency. And I see many colleagues around the table from Poland, from the United Kingdom, from other countries. It's great to welcome you all here. And I'd just like to give an opportunity to His Holiness to say a couple of words before dinner, and then maybe a few words at the end. And I don't know whether Your Holiness, you'd like to take a few questions, perhaps at the end, if you would like to, from interested parties, because it will be more difficult tomorrow in the formal setting. But this is a more relaxed gathering this evening, where we can, as it were, get to know more about your community, what it stands for, and the global message it brings in the some 200 countries where you have representatives of the Ahmadiyya Muslims. So the floor is yours just for just a few words, Your Holiness, if that's all right.
Thank you very much, Charles. I am happy and pleased to see you all here. And it is I feel it a great honor that I have been invited here amongst you. Today is just some small gathering, but tomorrow is going to be a big gathering. I hope all of you will be there. And there I will say a few words or a short speech address about the peace which is taught by Islam. Because normally it is thought that Islam is a religion which sometimes make you stubborn. And it is not a religion which is tolerant, whereas the truth is just other way around. So with these few words, I again thank you, and I hope you will enjoy the dinner is going to be served today, and I don't want to interfere between you and the dinner anymore. Thank you very much.
I think it might be useful to explain what the problem is in Pakistan in terms of why the Ahmadiyya community are unable to vote in most elections in Pakistan, or at least if they can vote, they have to misrepresent themselves. And this is something that I've taken up with the Pakistan Prime Minister and Foreign Minister when I was in Pakistan in July. And I did note that they seemed to think there was no problem. The only person in the government that I could come across who recognised that there was a problem was Paul Latham, and he wasn't very forthcoming in solving the problem. But most of the politicians in Pakistan say there is no problem. Can you explain why there's a problem?
And just to say that I had exactly the same experience today when the foreign minister, who was a delightful lady, rejected any allegation that there's any problem whatsoever for the Ahmadiyya community. So I've had exactly the same. Your Holiness, would you like to comment on that?
So you mean that why Ahmadis don't have the right to vote?
Yes.
The thing is that according to the Constitution of Pakistan, you have to declare yourself as, if you are an Ahmadi, you have to declare yourself as non-Muslim. And you have to sign a statement wherein you clearly mention that you, not only that you don't believe in the founder of the Ahmadiyya movement, but you have to use very filthy, abusive language for him. And Ahmadis say, because of this, if we are going to fill this form, we are not going to participate. If there is an election, we have the right of citizen. Being a citizen of Pakistan, we have the right to vote without any discrimination of religion. So until and unless this law is there, this obnoxious law, I should say, is there, hanging on us, we cannot vote as a normal citizen of Pakistan. Because politics and religion is a different thing. You are a citizen of a country, you have the right to vote without any discrimination of religion.
Absolutely.
Right?
My name is Agata Turek, and I'm an assistant to Mr. Czarnecki. I'm also from Poland, and I'm really pleased to be here, and I'm looking forward for tomorrow's big conference. Thank you.
My name is Billy Tarange from Norway. I represent the Christian Democratic Party, working there. I have been the president of European Baptists. And as Baptists, we have been persecuted in many countries, and also in Pakistan. So my question is, how can we join hands in stopping the persecution?
Who's been persecuted there?
Baptists. The
Baptists, yes. So just recently, Pakistani government held some convention or the meeting of different minority groups. And there, quite a number of minority leaders announced and declared and made their addresses that there is no persecution against them in Pakistan. So I don't know how far it is true, but I know, everybody knows, and the news and media is giving the news as well, that here and there, sometime, some of the minority groups are being persecuted. But as far as the Jamaat Ahmadiyya community is concerned, we do not consider ourselves non-Muslims. Therefore, we don't say we are a minority group. We say we are one of the sects from among the Muslim sects. And anyway, if you say that how can we join hands, we are helping everywhere in the world, as well as in Pakistan, to help those people who are deprived of any reason, whether it be religious reason or any other reason. So wherever you want our help, whenever you want our help to come out and let you get your due rights, we shall be always be in forefront. Thank you. So it is made clear that we are not minority. We don't consider ourselves minority.
My name is Chloe. I work for Christian Solidarity Worldwide. We work for freedom of religion and belief for people of all faiths and none. And we continue to be deeply concerned about the situation for the Ahmadiyya community in India, Indonesia and Pakistan in particular.
Your Holiness, my name is Yang Jianli, China's democracy activist, former political prisoner. And forgive me for my ignorance. Before tonight, I wasn't aware of Ahmadiyya, and I feel now really encouraged by your belief and the whole movement, and eager to learn more about it. And I have been working for China's human rights for more than 25 years, and fighting side by side with His Holiness Dalai Lama and his people for more than 20 years. So if I may, I don't know if my question is proper or not tonight. As of today, more than 90 Tibetans have set fire on themselves for the cause of their people's freedom. I just want to understand your response to this desperate step of protest. They are persecuted people. Yeah.
As an Ahmadi, we as Ahmadis are also being persecuted in different parts of the world. As in Indonesia, Malaysia, Pakistan, and even there's a law in Pakistan against Ahmadis which says that if you claim yourself to be Muslim or practice as Muslims do, then you will be imprisoned for 3 years at least. And we are not permitted to hold our conventions. We are being persecuted and killed here and there. Every day, every off and on, every month, 2 or 3 Ahmadis are being killed because of being an Ahmadi. So, and even then, our religion, Islam, says that to take your life is not permissible. We are against it. We are all bearing such a type of atrocities, and we don't protest in this way. And I think that burning yourself is not the way of achieving your goal. You have to face the problem, stand, let the people in the world understand and know what the problem you are facing. And what will you get out of it? You will burn yourself, you will take your life, and according to our belief, to give life and take life is the work of God, the Almighty. So you should not take something which is in the hands of Allah, the Almighty. So instead, you should protest in a way which attracts people of the world. You may attract some people for some time, but that is not the continuous protest which should be shown by a true believer. Right?
Thank you.
Although they, according to their belief, they have sacrificed their life, but it would have been much better that they lived in this world and worked for the sake of their religion. Thank you.
Only a few words. My name is Kees de Kovel, former mayor of our town. I know the movement, Ahmadiyya movement, since 1986 as a very respected community, and I hope that the whole world will become as they are. Thank you very much.
On the 4th of December, prior to his historic address to Parliament, Hazrat Khalifatul Masih answered questions from a range of media outlets at a press conference. The 45-minute press conference in the press room of the European Parliament was attended by global media outlets from the UK, Spain, France, Belgium, Pakistan, and many other countries.
Hello, I'm Sarah. I'm coming from Faith Matters NGO, where we work to counter extremism and promote interfaith dialogue. And I was just a question for, I understand that you feel that peace and justice can be found in the Quran and can be used to counter extremism, but do you think the lessons that you find in the Quran could be applicable to those not of the Muslim faith, and how would you present them to different religions?
You see, the message of peace in the Holy Quran is a message which should never be misconstrued. You know, if you know the situation, the history of the Muslims, the founder of Islam was persecuted in Mecca for almost 13 years, and he never retaliated. Then, because of that persecution, his followers migrated first to Ethiopia, then he migrated to Medina, around 300 miles from Mecca, and there Muslims were living peacefully for some few months or a year. Then the infidels of Mecca, even then, did not spare him. They followed him. They brought a big army, fully equipped, of 1,000 soldiers, whereas Muslims were only 300, without any arsenal, without even swords. Only 3 swords were with them, and they were 300. At that time, it was revealed to him, and it is mentioned in the Holy Quran in chapter 22, verses 40-41, that now the time has come that Muslims should retaliate. And the reason given was that if you did not do it now, these infidels will never leave any church, any synagogue, any worship place, or the mosque intact. They will ruin and destroy everything. So Islam, the very first injunction given in the Holy Quran about this jihad or retaliation was because of this, and it gave the reason for it. That not only you are safeguarding Muslims, but you are safeguarding every religion. You are safeguarding churches, you are safeguarding synagogues, you are safeguarding temples. So we Ahmadis claim that according to this injunction of the Holy Quran, wherever we are needed to safeguard the rights of any religion, you will see us on the forefront. Right?
Thank you. I think that answers your question. So it isn't just about the Islamic world and the Muslim adherents, but also to protect other religions in their freedom of worship peaceably wherever.
I feel that that message needs to get more publicity, because especially now, you know, you don't have so much publicity, especially in the UK, and not so many people, when I said I was coming here, knew what the message was supposed to be. So I feel it's a good message I can take back and show that it's to do with everyone.
This is why our slogan is, which was given to us in a short form, although it was a teaching already there, but in a short form it was given to us by this third successor of the founder of the Ahmadiyya community, whom we claim is the promised Messiah and the Mahdi of this age, who was destined to come here in this age. He short-formed it in he said, our slogan is love for all and hatred for none. And this message not is only for Muslim, but for everybody.
I wanted to know, how can we get peace through religion? I mean, what are the main lines you're talking about?
Religion, all the religions, or the founder of the religions brought the message of peace from God. We believe that all the religions came from God. Even not only some few prophets which were mentioned in Bible or the Holy Quran, but we go further to say that there were more than 100,000 prophets in the world, and even Quran says that in every nation there was prophet. And all of them brought the same message from Allah. If God is one, then the message should also be one. So if all the religions join together instead of creating hatred against each other and show tolerance, then the religion can play a very vital role in bringing the peace of the world. And that is what we have been trying our utmost to everywhere in the world. Right?
I am Ivan Bartolo from Malta.
Malta.
Malta Television.
Maltese television.
Malta Television, okay. Yes. I can feel your energy. I know that you are a peaceful man, but I would like to see you more with more influential personalities like the Pope, for example. Is this possible?
Yes. If possible, yes, we try. Even just last year, I wrote a letter to the Pope, and it was delivered by hand to him, mentioning therein that we should all join hand together and try to bring peace in the world. And he has, being in his capacity as being the leader of the Christians, the big denomination of Christians, he should also come forward and discharge his duty. And as far as we are concerned, we shall be ready for him, always to help him wherever we are needed. Right?
So if you can encourage the Pope to issue the invitation, His Holiness is ready to meet him. I think that's the message that you wish to convey. Is that right?
Yes.
Very good. A gentleman at the back would like to ask a question.
I salute you and the courage. I just put down my sunshade so you can see me properly. I had an incident yesterday. I spent close to 10 hours at the hospital. Because of the importance of this invitation, I took the risk from Geneva to be here. I've read through your programs and everything. I love it. I'm a bishop, Bishop Dr. Howard, a Pentecostal bishop. I have churches in over 15 countries around the world. We have followers. What I want to ask, I have come to embrace you. Do we really foresee the opportunity to break grounds where Muslims and Christians can work together? I'm a Nigerian. That is the sectarian war that is killing us.
You are Nigerian?
Yes, sir, but I live in Switzerland for 25 years now. I want to find out from you, through this movement, do you foresee the way forward for us to embrace one another so that we can take this message back to Nigeria?
Actually, this is what we have been preaching everywhere in the world. And we are ready to come forward, as I have already said. We are ready to help everybody who wants to create peace in the world. Even we have invited all the leaders of different sects, not only in Nigeria, but everywhere. We have asked all the Christians, all the Muslims, that for creating peace in the world, we should join hands together. And as far as we are concerned, you are always available for this purpose. And provided all other sects or all other religions are also sincere in doing this task. If you want to, even in Nigeria, we are now in millions Ahmadis, but and also from among Nigerians. But you would never see any Ahmadi Nigerian doing anything wrong or doing anything which is against the basic morals or usurping the rights of other human beings.
Question. I've heard about this same name back home in Nigeria.
Back home, yes, we have condemned them. Even our papers, even our channel and our missionaries are condemning them all the time.
Yeah, because
they are not following the true teachings of Islam.
That's right. You're very right. That's why I asked that question.
Yes.
I've never seen them. Or
this is why they are against us as well. Not only Pentecost or the Catholics or other.
I'm glad to hear that. But can we bridge that gap together?
Yes.
I think that's, as His Holiness explained to me over dinner, you have, I think, more than 1 million adherents to your sect in Nigeria.
Yes.
And His Holiness actually worked in Africa for years in Ghana,
yes,
so you know Africa. His Holiness knows Africa well. And you are yourselves victims and targets of Boko Haram.
Yes,
is that,
not as such, but it's just as everybody, every Nigerian who is against them is victim. We are also.
Thank you.
We'll translate it for you.
Boud Ahmed, Radio Le Manar à Bruxelles et Le Manar Vision aussi à Bruxelles.
Brussels Radio, French Brussels Radio.
Le monde musulman compte environ 1,5 milliard de croyants. Votre composante, l'Ahmadiyya, compte, si je ne me trompe pas, environ 120 millions à travers le monde.
Bon, attendez, je vais traduire parce qu'il comprend. There's 1.5 billion Muslims in the world, and your denomination within it is about 120 million, if he understands the figures correctly. I'll just translate and then you can ask
yes.
Alors j'ai 3 questions à vous poser.
3 questions.
Oui. 1. Où l'Ahmadiyya se situe par rapport à tout ça, par rapport au monde musulman, et surtout par rapport aux sunnites et aux chiites. Où est-ce qu'il se situe? Deuxièmement,
where are you situated regarding the Sunni majority and Shia in terms of your relations with the other two parts?
Should I
Deuxièmement,
est-ce qu'il peut répondre à la première question parce que c'est très important de comprendre ça.
We Ahmadis are one of the sects in Islam, right? Are you following me or not?
Il a dit que les Ahmadiyya sont un des sectes de l'islam.
And we believe that it was prophesied by the Holy Prophet of Islam that in the 14th century, when Muslim will not remain the practicing Muslim as a whole, then at that time the promised Messiah and Mahdi will appear. And this is also mentioned in his traditions.
Et qu'il y a une prédiction que le Mahdi, le Messie, allait arriver pour encourager les fidèles.
As Jesus came after 1400 years after Moses.
Comme de la même manière que Jésus est arrivé après Moses comme Messiah, le Messie.
So he also prophesied, as I have said, that because the Muslims will not remain the practicing Muslim, so he will bring the true teachings of Islam from the interpretation and true meaning and connotations of the Holy Quran.
Et que le Messie viendra avec les vraies interprétations du Coran. Et aussi pour éviter que les autres musulmans arrêtent de pratiquer la religion.
And he claimed to be that promised one in 1889.
Et le fondateur des Ahmadiyya en 1889 a déclaré que lui, il est le Messie,
almost 123 years back.
Et qu'il a le message pour renouveler la religion musulmane.
So, when he claimed, he was one person. And his community started increasing. And now, after 100 years, we are in hundreds of millions. So, if you ask that, what is our importance now, the pace we are progressing in is such that we hope that after some time, all pious, good Muslims will come and join us, as it has been happening nowadays. Every year, hundreds of thousands of Muslims and other religions, people are joining us, and we are increasing. So, if we are very small community at present, after 100 years, you can multiply it. So, how big we shall be? And we hope, by the grace of Allah, we shall be.
Il a dit qu'au début, ils étaient seulement 1% de la population musulmane. Maintenant, ils sont peut-être 8 ou 9%, et que chaque année, il y a beaucoup de musulmans et aussi ceux d'autres religions qui changent vers la tradition, le secte des Ahmadiyya, et qui acceptent la position des Ahmadiyya.
And at that time, everybody, every person of different religion would know that how important we are and what is the true Islam is and where we are placed in Islam.
Et à ce moment-là, tout le monde comprendra bien le vrai message de l'islam, le message de paix que vient.
Right.
The message of peace.
Yes. The message of peace.
Encore deux petites pour finir. Je voudrais lui demander quelles sont les relations que l'Ahmadiyya a avec le monde musulman et les théologiens musulmans, les ulama. Et pour finir, quel message il veut transmettre aux 700 musulmans de Belgique et aux autres millions en Europe. Merci.
He also would like to know that the relationship you have with the countries of the Islamic world and what message you would like to give today to the Belgian Muslim community.
The message for the whole world, for Muslim world or Christian world or any person of any religion, whether it be Muslim or Christian or whatever it is, the message is that we should, as I have already said, that we should discharge our duties we owe towards our fellow beings.
My name is Koho Melo. I'm a Zen Buddhist leader of a community in Zurich, Switzerland, but I'm Brazilian.
Brazilian Buddhist.
Yes,
right. His Holiness, I have experience in interfaith dialogue, and I want to hear you about what is your vision about the importance of these groups of interfaith dialogue.
There are common values in each religion, right? So we should, to remove the doubts and the hatred of each other, all the religions should sit together and just tell the beauties of their religion instead of accusing and blaming each other, right? If these interfaith dialogues are done in this way, then it is useful for creating the peace in the world, right?
Christophe Lamfalussy from the newspaper La Libre Belgique. Many people do associate in our countries Islam with violence, calls for violence. What is your answer to that?
As prophesied by the founder of Islam, that the time will come when Muslim will not be the practicing Muslim according to the true teachings of the Holy Quran, and at that time a person will appear and he will bring Islam into its original shape. And we believe that although they are giving some violent teachings, or they think that Islam is violent, but actually wherever there is any injunction in the Holy Quran which states that you are allowed to fight with somebody, that is not to fight but to retaliate. So never be offender. So we believe that we Ahmadis are spreading this teaching, and this is the true teaching of Islam, of non-violence. Right?
What are the concrete steps you are proposing in Brussels?
Concrete steps.
To promote this agenda.
So if all the Muslim groups or sects realize or read the true teaching of Islam, they would never behave like this as they've been behaving nowadays. And not only Muslims, but every religious group should behave in a way to respect each other. Right? This is the message we have been trying. So you cannot achieve the target, but we are not disheartened. We are not going to give up. We shall continue. For the last 3 years we have been doing it, and we shall continue until and unless we achieve this target.
And let's hope that the extremists can listen to His Holiness for once. That would be good, wouldn't it? That would make us all very happy. Gentleman over there.
Hi, my name is Murtaza and I work for a young group of newspapers and GeoTV. I would like to ask you your thoughts on the situation in Pakistan, especially with reference to the different religious minorities that have been under attack all along, but quite in this.
Islam is a religion which respects each other. Islam teaches you to behave in a manner which is which brings the peace in the society. So if minority groups are not being given due rights, as the news says, every day we read on the newspaper and listen on the television, then they should try to follow the true teachings of Islam. Pakistan is an Islamic country, and it is expected from the clerics on the leadership, whether it is religious leadership, Muslim ulamas, or political leaders, that they should behave in a manner wherein true teachings of Islam are shown. Right?
I think it's true to say as well, because this is one of the reasons that we're having this, is that in Pakistan, where many of the Ahmadiyya Muslims have their origins from, there is still ongoing persecution. I understood yesterday from His Holiness that every month there's always somebody from your community there who has been either attacked or murdered.
Even last night, some miscreants attacked on our graveyard and broke the gravestones of 120 graves.
120 graves yesterday in Pakistan.
And they came with the guns and everything, and with ropes, and tightened the person who was caretaker of that graveyard.
It's a real issue what's happening in Pakistan, sadly.
So, tolerance. Islam teaches tolerance. Ahmadis are not preaching anything other than what is given in the Holy Quran. And that is the message of peace, to respect each other. When Islam says, as prophets have come, as I have said, in every nation, then it means all of them came from Allah. So, and if they were from Allah, then, and they are big following of those people, at least we should respect them.
That would be the last question, the lady over there.
Odile Harvey, EU journalist from France. I don't know whether the question has been asked already, because I'm sorry, I arrived late from another commitment. But I'd like to know, what is in your religion, how do you view the role of women in society? Thank you.
Islam, you know the history of those days when the founder of Islam claimed himself to be the prophet, last law-bearing prophet. At that time, he actually established and maintained the rights of women. At that time, women were being deprived of their rights of property. He said, from now on, women have the right of property, which was given just recently in Europe, some few decades ago. And then he said that women have the right to get divorced if she is not happy with her husband. And this right was given just some few decades ago here in Europe even. So there are so many rights of women which are mentioned in the Holy Quran and the tradition of the Prophet. So if you think that wearing veil or hijab or parda is just usurping the right of a woman, then it is, you should ask the questions from the women. You would see almost 80% of Ahmadi women who will tell you that they even feel safe when they are wearing hijab and parda. And what they are doing is because of their own wish and will, because of the teaching of Islam, because they are following the teaching of Islam. Nobody is imposing in this thing on them. Even if you go to Pakistan, which is considered to be the Muslim country and claim themselves to be very orthodox, there 80% of the women you would see are not wearing any veil or hijab or parda. Right? So this is the injunction in the Holy Quran, just to safeguard your chastity, you should do parda. And it is not being imposed, but those who are practicing women, they follow it and they feel safe. Even I have read some article of a British woman who says that she feels that this hijab and parda is the right thing because that is what she wrote. I'm not anyway undermining any person or the people of Europe, I mean the men, that she says most of the men are raising this voice for the right of women against hijab or parda. Actually, it is not for the right of women, it is because they want their own lust. So that was the article she wrote. So otherwise, you would not see the rights of women in Islam being denied in any way, or not less than the rights of the men.
On the 17th of December, Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen inaugurated the new Jamia Ahmadiyya at Riedstadt in Germany. After inspecting the building and addressing the gathering, Hazur attended a press conference covered by 2 TV channels and 10 newspapers.
So I don't expect that you repeat it, but what was the essence of your speech tonight?
The essence of my speech was that for all those guests who are not from the Ahmadiyya community, that I thank them first for their coming to attend this function. And later on I spoke to the students and advising them that here they are learning the Islamic teachings. Not only Islamic teachings, but also the comparative study of different religions as well. So after having completed their studies, they have to implement it, but before implementation, they have to, whatever they are studying or whatever they will study in future, they should actually make good example of this studies on themselves, right? So that people would know what are the true Islamic teachings, right? This was the essence of it.
What kind of religious attitudes, purpose, what's the basic of this religion?
Pardon you?
What's the basic of your Muslim religion? the way you do it with the Ahmadiyya?
The basic Muslim religion is not different in any way. Islam is one. Islam believes in one God. Islam believes in the Holy Prophet of Islam, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, peace and blessing of Allah upon him. Islam says that you will have to have firm faith on the holy book, that is Quran. Islam says that you will have to have firm belief in all the prophets which have come in the past. Islam says you will have to have firm belief in all the holy books or scriptures which were brought by the previous prophets. Islam says that you respect all the religions, and Islam says you create and develop brotherhood and harmony and peace in the society. That is all written in the Holy Quran and was given to us by the traditions of the Holy Prophet of Islam. So these are our beliefs, and that is what we practice, and this is everywhere. But you may see some of the Muslim groups not practicing according to it. This is why we claim that according to the prophecy of the founder of Islam, after 1,400 years, he mentioned the year, the time would come, and from different traditions, if you calculate the time, it is almost 1,400 years. Then the Muslims would have forgotten the true teaching of Islam. And at that time, the promised reformer will come, whose title will be Promised Messiah and the Mahdi, for Muslims and for every people of the world. So at that time, when he comes, he will actually truly interpret the true teachings of Islam and the Holy Quran. And when he comes, you accept him and obey him and do according to his guidance. And we Ahmadis believe that that person has come in the person of Mirza Ghulam Ahmad of Qadian, the founder of the Ahmadiyya community, and we believe in him. He claimed of his advent in 1889, and then he passed away 1908. And then after his demise, the system of succession is continuing since then in the Ahmadiyya community. And we try to obey those teachings which he has brought. Even I mentioned, you were not hearing, I mentioned in my speech there that he said that he has come to bring the whole mankind closer to his Creator. He has come to let the creation understand, human beings understand the duties they owe towards their fellow beings. He said further that he has come to just stop all the religious wars between the religions, because now is not the time when there is a need of religious war, right?
There's one sentence I read which I find remarkable, love for
all,
anybody.
love for all and hatred for none.
It's very simple, but could you please explain it in your language?
In my language, you see, it means we have no enmity, no jealousy, no animosity for anybody in our heart. If there are difference of opinion, that is the opinion which is different from that of other people. But it should not develop any hatred in your heart, right? So as a human being, you have to respect each other. You have to owe your duty towards every human being.
My question is about this Jamia. Is this going to be a private institute, or is it being supported by the German government or any other institutions except?
I think if you had listened to my address carefully, I mentioned that we do not take any money from outside. We are not having oil wells. We are not having big businesses whereby we get huge amount for running our mission. What I said was that all the work of the Jamaat Ahmadiyya is being done through sacrifice. Our mosques are being built by the Ahmadiyya community through sacrifice, missions, and the Jamia as well has also been built. A huge sum of amount was spent, and it is Allah's grace and His generosity, I should say, that where the other projects of this magnitude are finished or they take huge amount, we Ahmadis finish our projects or do our projects, complete our projects in 1/10 of that amount which is spent by other government institutions or government organizations or departments or other organizations as well. So the whole Jamia was constructed privately with the sacrifice of German Ahmadis only. Not even a single penny was granted to them from outside Germany.
Okay, well, the second question is that there is a trend in Germany to establish Islamic institutes and to the opportunity for Islamic studies at German universities. Only 2 years ago, has institute almost with the same name, Institute for Islamische Theologie, has been established in Frankfurt.
It's not the same name. Our name is Jamia Ahmadiyya.
Yes, a German translation. Why you felt the need to establish a separate and your own Jamia?
If you have heard what I have said to him, that it was the prophecy of the Holy Prophet of Islam that the true teachings of Islam would disappear from the face of Islam or from the face of Muslims. So at that time, the promised Messiah and Mahdi will appear. So he will give you the true teachings. So we feel that because that the true teachings and true interpretation of Islam, which was given to us by him according to the prophecy of the Holy Prophet of Islam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the right interpretation. And in other institutions, we don't get such type of education. One. Secondly, the syllabus of our institution is quite diverse type of syllabus. We teach Quran, Hadith, comparative studies of different religions, and history of different religions, and history of the world as well. So I don't know what is taught there or not, but sometimes the interpretation which is given, for instance, nowadays a burning issue is jihad. We say that jihad was only entitled because of the non-Muslims attacking on Islam. They were preventing Muslims to practice Islam. So, and even they were attacking on Muslims. The first attack was made when the Holy Prophet of Islam ﷺ migrated from Makkah to Medina by the infidels of Makkah. So then Allah said that you should retaliate. And retaliate because it is in Surah Hajj, that is chapter 22 of the Holy Quran, verses 40 and 41, that you retaliate because now if you didn't do it, these infidels will not leave any synagogue, any church, any place of worship of other religious groups as well, and no mosque will be left. So just to prevent all these religious places, worship places, you have to now defend yourself and retaliate. So it means Islam did not say that do jihad against church or against synagogue or same. Islam said you do jihad only to spread the message of Islam, peace and love and harmony. So our interpretation is this. This is why we say that in this present day, in this, no religious group or either Christians or Jews or other have waged war against Islam. If there are wars, they are more or less political wars. And then every country has the right to fight against it, but not to form a group of Taliban or Al-Qaeda or this and that to wage war. And wage war against whom? Against Muslims. You are saying in Pakistan, you are saying in other countries, the Muslims are fighting against Muslims. You would not see Muslim terrorist groups are fighting against Christians or Jews, apart from what is happening in Israel or Palestine. I recently addressed in European Parliament, there I mentioned that even Israel and Palestine's war should be, the European government should involve themselves in it and do some justice in it. There should not be double standard in it. So, but that is also claimed by the Israelis that it is not a religious war. Nor it is claimed by Hamas or other groups that it is a religious war. It is a matter of, Israelis are grabbing the land of Palestinians and they are fighting against it. So the jihad, in our true interpretation, is Jihad-e-Akbar, which was mentioned by the Holy Prophet of Islam sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that is to preach with the help of the Holy Book, that is Quran, and preach the message of Islam, that is love, harmony, and try to bring the humankind closer to their Creator.
Thank you. One more question. Can you ensure that this Jamia will be open for everybody, every Muslim?
Every Muslim, everybody who is ready to abide by the laws, rules and regulations of the institution can be welcomed. He will have to study what we are teaching here, no matter whether it is against his theology or concept or whatever it is. Right?
You will welcome anybody.
Welcome anybody, provided they abide themselves by the rules and regulations.
Of course.
Yes? Yes.
Everybody has to be.
If you bring anybody who signs and says, I am not an Ahmadi, but I will abide by the rules and regulation of the institution, we shall welcome. I give you guarantee for this.
Ja, also ein paar Fragen an Sie.
Der Herr Bürgermeister, he wanted to say some closing words because he had to leave.
I just would thank you for your visit and the opportunity to meet you by yourself.
Thank you.
It was a great honor for our little town to welcome you inside. Thank you again for your visit. I hope we will have from time to time the chance to meet you again, maybe for celebration anniversary of several years of successful operation of this school, or to let's say verabschieden,
to say farewell.
To say farewell to students which have passed their examination with success. So thank you again.
Thank you very much. Okay, that's all.